Good morning. I'm glad that you're here and that you're joining me online for section 6.1.3. In this section today, we're going to use multiple representations. We're given a situation and we're going to create a table, a set of equations, and a graph that shows this situation. And the situation actually contains two different objects. So we're going to be looking, instead of just one graph, one equation, there's going to be two of them. So please follow through this video. It's pretty brief. This is not a long video, but I want to make sure that you know how to complete this assignment in Desmos and get the maximum credit for it. So I'm just going to read this introduction. I won't read all the other screens, but I wanted to make sure we at least understand the situation. So Charles and Amy are summer interns at a state park. They're helping to plant trees in an area where there was a forest fire. Charles' uncle owns a tree nursery and is willing to donate a 3-foot tall tree that will grow 1.5 feet, 1.5 feet per year. Amy goes to another nursery but is only able to get tree seeds donated. According to the seed package, the trees will grow 1.75 feet per year. Click when you're ready to move on. So let's go to the next screen. These are important details, and you can move back to them if you need to review those details. On the next screen, it says creating a table. Charles plants the tree and Amy plants a seed on the same day. Amy thinks that even though her tree will be much shorter than Charles' tree for the first several years, it will eventually be taller because it grows more each year. But she does not know how many years it will take for the tree to grow as tall as Charles' tree. Create a table that shows the height of the tree planted by Charles and a tree grown from the seeds planted by Amy. So one of them is just the tree that Charles plants, and for one of the seeds that she plants, we're going to track the height of that tree, given the information on the previous screen. And I do want you to you'll just click in here and you'll enter what the height is. So I'm thinking assume at year 0, Amy's tree was 0 inches tall because it was grown from a seed, but that's the only value I'll give you, and then run that out for the first 15 years. And then the question down here, there's a multiple choice question. It says, when will the trees planted by Charles and Amy be the same height? And then once this is finished filling in the table and you've answered the multiple choice question, click next. Create an equation that shows the height of the tree Y planted by Charles after it has grown for a given number of years, X. So I'm telling you what the domain and range are, right? Or not, I'm not telling you the domain and range. I'm telling you what each axes represent. So X is the number of years and Y is the height for both. So we would say Y, the height, is equal to something, and then create an equation that shows the height of a tree Y grown from the seeds planted by Amy after it has grown for a given number of years. Same thing, the height Y equals some expression that involves X. On the next slide, I would like for you to create equations, graph both equations from the previous slide for Charles and Amy. And if you were to do this, you could say Y equals 4x plus 2. You could do that. And that's great. And there's lots of values there. That is not the equation, though. But that's what I'm wanting to see, both of those equations graphed. Each point on the graph, and you could see I was on the screen, I was actually, if I have the equation Y equals 3x plus 2, this is an important idea. Each point on this graph, right, represents a solution to this graph. So I can see when x is 1, right, y is 5. When x is at 2, y is 8. When x is 3, y is 11, and all these other points in between here. So these are all solutions for this particular equation, right? All of these points that I'm showing are solutions to this equation. An important idea. So each xy point on the line that represents Charles' tree represents both a year, which was the x value, and the height of the tree, which is the y value at that year. How many solutions does the equation for Charles' tree have? How many solutions does the equation for Amy's tree have? Next. On slide 4, you graphed the growth of the trees from both Charles and Amy. Give the coordinate xy of the point where both types of trees have the same height. and then finally summary. And this activity, and you can read this and answer this. So that's the big thing. Just make sure you scroll down and you're entering things. If at any point you do need to type math, you can hit math input, and you can do both. Like this is just plain old text. But then if you want to include math anywhere, you just hit this, and now I'm in math mode and I can do 2/3 x. So you can move between both text and math on any one of these input boxes. All right, I'll be online all day today, starting at 9 a.m. Please stop in if you have questions with either this assignment or the homework. I did post a link to all of the solutions for the Chapter 6 homework set. So you'll see that show up now for each of the assignments. It'll be a link to a sway that has all of those solutions available. Hope you have a great day, and I'm glad you're here, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.